Yo, what's happening with what's happening?
Welcome to What's Happening. I'm Brad.
I'm Fred.
It's the show we talk about what's happening. What's happening with you, bro?
Not much, bro. For real, I'm kind of excited. I got 2 more classes left in my bachelor's degree, and I got 2 more weeks left before I'm done with it. So, shit, I've been in this mug. Homework.
There you go. I ain't mad at you one bit. You've been working on it for. I was gonna say you've been working on it for a minute, but it's been about an hour actually at this point.
Nah, it's been
Off and on a little bit, you know.
Well, off and on was because COVID, so that hit me.
Yeah, COVID
You know,
had a bunch of kids. It's all good. Life.
I was cool with the kids. Straight up, like I did a straight 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Actually, about 3.5, and then COVID hit. I was supposed to be done a little early, and it was like, nope, can't do it. I ain't got the time.
When was Fred Jr. born again? Or Fred 2020?
Mm-hmm.
When's his birthday? I'm blanking.
March 15th.
Yeah, right at the top of it. Right at the top of that joint.
That's what I'm like. Yeah, I had to go back to work. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't no sitting, chilling, none of that.
Man,
what's going on, Trina?
So, man, I just got back from Grand Rapids. Man, I had my second weekend out of town, second consecutive weekend. So I don't have to go nowhere until, at least right now, I'm not going anywhere until for work, I'm not going anywhere until November. But I got a lot of travel coming up on me. I got somebody getting married in a couple weeks, so I'm about to go to Chicago for that.
I just went to a wedding Saturday.
There we go. Then I just went to, or not I just went, but I've got to go to Grand Rapids one more time this year. Right now the plan is I'm going to go see Mama for Thanksgiving. We'll go head down to Memphis.
Gotta get that good food, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. I ain't never been to Memphis for Thanksgiving, bro. I'd have just been there just on the, you know what I'm saying, the 4th of July, a little bit of birthday parties.
Yeah,
man,
turn up.
Man, look here.
If they go in, you turn it up.
We about to, man. I know they going in. I know who these people is.
I feel you.
Man, one time when I was a kid, or not even one. Well, there's this one year, my sister and I, we stayed down south with my aunt the entire summer, and my aunt had a get together. It was like that last little weekend before my sister and I came back to Detroit, and she had a get together. This woman fried. All she made was fried chicken, fried corn, and she made biscuits from scratch. And I swear to God, it had to be 88 chickens, 17 pounds of corn,
good Lord,
and at least 5 trays of biscuits. I'm telling you, I ate so much chicken and so much corn and so many biscuits, and it's like it never stopped coming.
I love it when it's like that.
Listen,
fresh, hot, unlimited. Yeah, I'm gonna gain 20 on that weekend. Easy.
Man, you see why your boy swole. Never stood a chance. Well, now I'm going out there for Thanksgiving. I'm gonna have to do push-ups every day.
Push-ups and squats.
Man, push-ups, squats, jumping jacks, all that. But man, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Let's get into it, man. I'm gonna do what we usually do. I'm gonna start off with the serious stuff, and then we can move into the fun stuff. So serious stuff, man. We lost Coolio last week. You saw that?
Truthfully, I did not see it until you sent me the docket. I was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I read the story, and they said that he was visiting a friend, and he went to use the restroom, and then after he had just not come, he was just in there for like, a long time. And the friend is like, hey, saying his real name, I'm sure probably not Coolio, was just like not responding, not responding, not responding. And finally, it's just like, this is a real long time, and he's not responding. Open up the bathroom, find him laying on the floor. So I haven't seen an official autopsy, but they said they ran a toxicology. I was gonna say report, but they checked him for toxicology, and there was no foul play, no drugs, anything like that. They're thinking it may have been, heart attack.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, but that's a legend though, So
Yeah, man.
Big ups to him and the family. Rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? To a long time legend. I mean, it's hard. You know what I mean? To really look at it and be like, dang, it's really getting to that time where a lot of the people we grew up on and different things we're gonna start seeing.
Yeah, man.
So much respect to the family. Rest in peace, Coolio.
Yeah, and see, like I'm at this part where, like, the last 5, 6 years, that's been happening in like real life and in like entertainment circles that you've seen, things like that. Like, man, like this, like me, I'm a basketball fan, man. We lost Bill Russell this year.
Mm-hmm.
We lost a lot of basketball legends in this last year. Like a lot, because a lot of the legends, because the NBA is only 76 or 77 years old, man.
Right, so they often start, you know what I'm saying, unfortunately.
Yeah, outside of like the guys from like the 40s and the 50s, like most of the legends from like the 60s are still living because they were in their 20s at that point. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
they were athletes, so they're just now getting into their 70s and early and maybe even late 80s at this point. So yeah, man, we're starting to we're getting to that point, like you said, where the legends that we grew up with, they slowly but surely, man, life happens. We lost Betty White right at the end of last year.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I just thinking celebrities off the top of my head, man. But rest in peace to Coolio. You know, I'm sure he's on that. I'm sure he's in that Gangsta's Paradise.
For sure. That was a dope segue right there.
Hey, I had to give it up to him one time. Man. So big story coming out of the NFL this week or really last week, is the second concussion in less than a week to
Tua Tagovailoa.
man. Listen, I'm just calling the brother Tua. I Well, he got some letters in that name right there. I care. Woo.
It's nothing like Tagovailoa, but man, I hate to say this, you know what I'm saying, but at the same time, I hope they get everybody that's truly involved in that situation, you know what I'm saying, and making that decision of putting him back out there, not only from the first game where he, you know what I'm saying, got the concussion, and when he got up, he basically just lost his balance and fell like a couple times. They almost had to hold him up, you know.
Let me make sure, for the non-football watchers, to get some context. So this guy is the starting quarterback of the Miami Dolphins. In the NFL, they play. If you just don't watch football, they play games on a weekly schedule: week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, so on and so forth, right? And then the NFL schedule, the week is Tuesday through Monday, right? Now games are only played Thursday, Sunday, and Monday. One Thursday night game, one Monday night game. And everybody gets primetime games. So it's pretty much inevitable that at least once a year you'll play your game on a Sunday, and then your next week's game will be on a Thursday, meaning you'll play two games in a span of 5 days, right? It's a pretty common thing that happens to every team at least once throughout the year because everybody gets a primetime game. That said, to what Fred was saying earlier, Tua, and I'm only calling him Tua. Tua played a game on a Sunday. This is Sunday, the last Sunday in September. I can't think of the date at the moment, and I'm not going to open up the calendar to look. But that he played on that Sunday, got a concussion. His next week, okay, and his next week's game was the following Thursday. He played a Thursday night game, got a concussion. So he got two concussions in less than a week. And that is a very, very, very dangerous thing to do. You can die if that happens.
Yeah, and that's and it's crazy because there was you might have been the one that sent me it, but one of the guys that leads the organizations for neurology concussion protocol, he even put something on Twitter and said basically that everybody that's involved in that, if he has to have a life-threatening change or basically can't play the game anymore, should be fired and sued. And I totally agree with that because right now I feel like they're using a fall guy, the guy that of course undoubtedly did the testing on the first one, and checked and cleared him.
Let me help you out. So the guy that you're naming is Chris Nowinski. He's a neuroscientist. He's the co-founder and CEO of Concussion Legacy Foundation. And he, on Thursday last week, before the game, he said on Twitter, if Tua takes the field, and I'm reading his tweet, if Tua takes the field tonight, it's a massive step back for concussion care in the NFL. If he has a second concussion that destroys his season or career, everyone involved will be sued and should lose their jobs, coaches included. We all saw it. Even they must know this isn't right. He tweeted this before the game started.
Yep.
And then, sure enough, Tua got a concussion. So he wrote, I take no pleasure in being right. Pray for Tua. We saw this coming. Get angry. Get involved with Concussion LF to make sure the NFL can't do this again. And then, Fred, where you're talking about the fall guy, I think you're talking about, this is the article that I sent you. The National Football League Player Association, they didn't name the person, but they did terminate the neurotrauma specialist. I think that was the job title.
Yeah.
They fired that person, saying that basically that person did everything the wrong way.
Yeah, they said he missed a lot of things and made mistakes. And now, and there's an old episode, you can go back in the archives and check it, but I've said something to this nature before. Problem with being a doctor in the medical field is the science. It's not the science of, it's the practice. And so what that means is, without him being his normal physician and knowing him, ultimately well, it's going to be hard to sue that doctor. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying that the organization or what have you can't be sued, coaches can't be sued, but it's going to be hard to sue the doctor, because it's the practice of, it's not the science of. So him making mistakes or missing some things, it all could be in the moment, you know what I'm saying? It could be the pressure he's under, it could be whatever. And don't get me wrong, he should still take a step back and analyze it closer. But I just feel like they're using him as the fall guy to say they took action. And that's, what I hope doesn't just happen. I hope that if something is, in this situation, and something in this situation does change for Tua, I feel like everybody involved should, be held accountable.
I guess I get where you're coming from with the fall guy perspective. I just think that, to me, that's more of a first domino. Because, I mean, we're talking about, this isn't 1948. It's not 1998. head trauma is something that is greatly understood in 2022.
Definitely, they got kids in middle school taking concussion protocol tests. You know what I'm saying,
Right.
for every sports level. So it
Exactly.
definitely is understood. I mean, he should not have went out there in that game, the
Exactly.
first game.
Right. And so, it's just it's a miss, and I'm not into football like I'm into basketball. So this is kind of a weird parallel for me to make, but I'm remembering, you know, 10 years ago, uh, Derrick Rose was on the run of a lifetime with the Chicago Bulls from the NBA, and he got hurt at the end of a playoff game, and his career has not been the same ever since. But there was a lot of criticism. What I remember, he did not play any of the next season and most of the season. He didn't play any of the 2013 season, and there's a lot of rumblings um, that like he could play, he should play, he just doesn't want to play, and people were like criticizing him. He missed the 2012-2013 season. He began to play the 2013-2014 season and got hurt pretty early on. And these are just leg injuries, right? We're not. I mean, the head injury is just not something that you could play with, and it just seems like the NFL just gets it wrong. I heard Bill Simmons say this a few months back, and he was talking about the Deshaun Watson situation when he said this, but he was saying how like the NFL, and I'm paraphrasing to a point, but he was basically saying the NFL is almost invincible. Stuff happens, and they almost always handle it the wrong way, and nobody cares. Like every Sunday, plopping down on that couch, no matter what.
I think it. I think that has a lot to play to where the game has came from to
Mm,
where it's at now. Um, I think that's a huge thing because, and I can say I'm guilty of it. You look at all the changes they make, and you can make this parallel with basketball. Even so, you look at all the changes they make, and you compare it to when we start watching the game and how physical it was, and we say, "Oh, they're making the game soft." You
mm-hmm.
know, not really taking into consideration because what we see is, well, for that much money, you should be willing to risk it. You know what I mean? You know what it comes with playing this sport and making this type of money, but it's still not right. Just because they play a sport and they make an egregious amount of money doesn't mean that their safety shouldn't be in consideration. And I think that's what a lot of it has to do with when it's not that it's invincible. It's not that they probably do handle a lot of the situations wrong. I mean, that there is just on their behalf, you know what I mean? But
Right.
things that's within the realm of football, you can't really stop at the same time, you know what I mean? Because you almost change the game inevitably, you know what I mean? And that's what you don't want to do. You want to keep the bases there. You're just trying to figure out how to beef the safety. But there's really nothing safe about a 6'6", 320-pound guy falling and rolling on 180-pound 6'2" guy. There's
Right.
no way in the safest manner that you make that. There's no way to make that safe. The wrong fall, the wrong bend, the wrong snap. And no, it might not be a concussion, but it could be just as much as your leg broke and your bone and popped through, or arm for that matter. So it's one of those hard things to say. That in this situation they was wrong for. I think if you hit any type of concussion protocol, you should be sidelined for the remainder of the game. I don't care how close it is. I don't care if it may not be a concussion, because it's hard to tell what a concussion is, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes right there at that moment, you know what I mean? We as people, as players, we're taught to fight through, certain pain. There's a slogan that coaches use is, we play when we hurt, we don't play when we injured.
Mm-hmm.
So when you grow up with that type of mentality all your life, and they're doing certain testing, they're asking, does it hurt here, does it hurt there? You're naturally going to say no, especially if you know your boys is in a close battle. You can go back out there and pull it through. You're going to fight through it. But somebody else has to be able to stand up and say, hey, no, it's not worth it. I get what you're trying to do, but it's not going to be beneficial in the long run. We'll take this L if that's what it come out to be. We'll go ahead and, we'll send the backup out there. And if it don't work out, it don't work out.
Right. Life is more important than this football game.
Yeah, but somebody has to step up. But, when you under the scrutiny of a coach who just said that, hey, he was kind of paid to lose some games and whatnot, and he wasn't able to look his best.
Same team, by the way.
Same team, you know what I mean? And you're coming out with a great start, better than you have in the last, few years. You got a chance to knock off the potential championship contender team that's on a roll from the start of the gate. I get it, but you still got to protect the player. So, and I ain't gonna drag this on too long, but that's really just where it's at, is, getting involved in protecting the players, looking out for the players, no matter what you're under, what kind of scrutiny, because at this point, they about to do a whole investigation of Miami Dolphins, and we don't know what's about to come out.
Yeah, man. So we'll keep our eyes and ears on that situation. Go ahead.
One last thing, shout out to, the different committees and players that's been banding together, creating funds, getting it to these charities in the honor and cause of, Tua and different foundations. So just shout out to them for getting together and actually, putting up a front for another player, regardless on what team they own and whatnot.
Yeah, absolutely. So this one, the headline made me laugh. Escaped inmate nabbed at his own birthday party.
I mean, I get you want to have a birthday party, but if I'm an escapee, listen, I won't be at no party. I won't be at no relatives. I ain't trying to be seen by nobody.
Man, nobody at all. Like, what?
You know what I mean? But I guess that's the ignorance. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to have to find me 27 years later with a whole new life talking about, hey, we think you the guy. Nah, I don't think at all.
So let's give him the let's give him the details. So the man's name is Forenza Raheem Murphy. He was in jail in Connecticut, and he was on the run for months, that they say. This article I've got from it's Fox 5 in Atlanta. He escaped on August 8th. Is when he escaped jail in Bridgeport, Connecticut. I'm sorry, not jail. He was serving time for robbery at a Connecticut Department of Correction halfway house in Bridgeport, Connecticut, when he was safe. So the halfway house is not really jail, not a full-blown jail. You gotta act right.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, you can get a job. You just gotta show that you're ready to get back in civilization.
You gotta get the job, and you gotta show up at home on time.
Yeah.
Or at the halfway house, I should say. But he ran, and they caught him on his birthday party in Georgia. How you?
For and one, I want to know how he sent the invitation out because it got to be something dumb like on Facebook.
That's what I'm thinking. Like,
I'm home, y'all. Hey, slide through real quick. Hey, bottles, you know what I'm saying? We smoking, we doing the whole thing. You know what I mean? I'm home. Like, you know what I mean? They can't touch me. What kind of ignorance?
Had to be.
Listen, if y'all look up his name, please let us know. Come back, drop it in the comments. Let us know how they caught this man. If he put it on Facebook and told the whole world.
Man, you know somebody may have snitched on him too.
I mean, it's possible, but it is kind of funny, you know, that we're going over this because one of my classes that I'm in school, we reading a book, and this teenage girl just broke out of a young ladies detention center,
Okay.
you know, out in Columbia, and they called her parent, her dad, and was like, "Hey, is she there?" And and he's like, "No, she's not here." And they like, "Look, if she come, we gonna arrest you if you don't turn her in." He's like, "No, I'll call y'all as soon as she get there." And they just making it clear, like, listen, if y'all don't say nothing, you will be implicated. So it could be a situation where he pulled up at one of the relatives, old relative, like, "Look, I ain't going to jail for you. Look, you tripping."
Exactly.
"Oh, sir, you better get out of here. I'm calling them now."
Look, man, I was at you telling that story. I just remembered I was at a funeral last year. Yeah, I was at a funeral last year, and somebody started fighting outside the church at the funeral. Now this wasn't my relatives. Um, I gotta absolve my people. This wasn't my relatives. Um, but they got into a little of a situation. So, you know, the family, the immediate family that's grieving at this funeral, some of those members are outside trying to deal with this at the funeral, and I'm just like, all right, well, let me step outside. Let's figure out what's going on. And I said to the one, I'm like, you know, is everything all right? She goes, oh, it's about to be fine now. She goes, I'm about to call the police, so if you don't need to be here when they get here, this is your last warning. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and go since I'm already outside because I ain't seen nothing. I don't want to see nothing.
Don't have me lying.
Listen
Trying
here.
to get back home.
You're not gonna have me lying, and you sure not about to have me telling the truth. My name is in it, and I ain't in it. Leave me alone. I'm going home.
I feel you,
man. That's dumb, bro. Like, don't go to no birthday party if you on the run.
Listen, I wouldn't even go to my kid's birthday party. Like,
Daddy took a card.
Right, I can't. But at the same time, it's like you want to go back because the chance of escaping jail, like these day and ages, you only gonna get a day or two, maybe a week, but you're not gonna be able to just be out here all willy nilly and chilling and doing.
Right.
There's no way.
Clowning. So, Lil Nas X pauses concert due to a bathroom emergency. Quote, I was literally back there dropping demons. Did you read that article?
I didn't because this is goofy. But at the same time, when you gotta go,
when nature calls, and you gotta go,
you gotta go. Because you know how bad they be talking about him if he let one of them demons slide out on stage,
man.
You know, and I mean no disrespect, but he probably don't have a whole lot of willpower.
Nope. The views and opinions expressed by Fred do not reflect the entire view of what's happening. I knew exactly where you was finna try to go, and you ain't taking me with you. My name Benny, and I ain't in it. My name Jerome, and you on your own.
I'm just saying.
No.
I don't. You already made your disclaimer, so I'm good to speak freely. This is America, bro. Like, straight
Don't do
up,
that.
like,
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
let's just say that the bathroom break had to be very expeditiously. You know what
Oh
I'm
my
saying?
God.
T.I. word, you know what I mean?
You are
Yeah.
indignant right now. Since we talking like T.I.
Hey, I'm just saying. Like,
So,
he ain't gonna stay on this subject long. I can see.
man.
In light of other news.
Well, well, no, So I'm gonna share this story. I don't remember if I shared. I don't think I've shared this story on the podcast before or not. But I used to work at an amusement park. I've said the name on the podcast before. I used to work at Cedar Point, and I'm not gonna share that story. Let me not share that story. Well, I got to now. All right. So this was not a person that I worked with directly, right? There was a person that worked. I don't even remember dude's name at this point, so I can't say much anyway. But there was a dude that worked at a gift shop, and he needed to go to the bathroom, and his supervisor did not give him a break.
Was he black?
No, no. So he had to make a business decision. The decision he made in business, not to be fair, it wasn't like a he ain't give him a chance.
So he wasn't wrong for her.
He said multiple times like, "Yo, I need help," and eventually he made a decision to go into the closet and use the floor. And you know what? The best part was they couldn't fire him because
You can't force nobody not to be able to use the bathroom.
exactly.
So, a lawsuit to be technical, like if anybody in the public finds out, like I can sue you, like you know what I'm saying, like
Hey,
yeah, that's public embarrassment. That's oh man.
here's the crazy part. It happened again in the very next season. Same guy, same situation,
Same boss.
same spot. I don't think it had the same boss,
I have to
but he was
say,
working.
boss got to go at this point. Dude
But
just ain't got no morals.
bro needed help. Didn't get no help. He helped himself to that closet 2 years in a row.
Hey, he already knew the drill was the second time. He said, "I need help. Help me, please, help me,
Look,
please."
I'm not gonna just keep asking you. I'm gonna either close the store or I'm gonna close the closet door.
That's probably what I'd have did. I'd have closed the whole little section down, bro.
But this wasn't no little section. This was a busy little spot, and it's always somebody in there. So he literally had no opportunity to close the door for a minute anyway.
Well, it just been open.
You
You already know where I'm going with it, bro. I would stop playing with me, dog. I would tell Cedar Point kindly, listen. Try me. You got the right one on the right day. Try me. Listen, you better.
Now, I will just go off and throw this disclaimer out. This is just a story that I know. This was not in the department that I worked at. I've said before on this show, I've had a different experience than a lot of other people. My experience working at Cedar Point was fantastic.
Hey, it'd be like that. Everybody ain't had them stories. My lady was a receptionist, so she ain't had them issues.
For sure.
So and Candace Owens.
This coonery and buffoonery right here.
Yeah, but I'm not finna use my lunch break for my bathroom break. Like, I need the whole 30 minutes to eat because I already got to take 10 minutes walking to the dang break room. So I'm down to 20, and you still expect me to be back out there on my shift. No,
For the podcast listeners, Fred's talking to the comments. Somebody said, "Does he not know that you can go to use the bathroom on his lunch break?"
You gonna pay me to take a shit?
I'm not gonna get too specific into the story. Just know that he needed a restroom break and he couldn't get it. I'm not going to get more specific than what I already did. Now, for the podcast listener, I am sharing on the screen for Fred and our live video audience to see. It is a picture of a tweet from Pop Crave, is the Twitter account. And the tweet reads Kanye West and Candace Owens wearing White Lives Matter shirts at a fashion show in Paris. And it is, in fact, a picture of Candace Owens and Kanye West. I feel like because it's Kanye involved, I need to be the one to talk about it first. Because I have said multiple times in this podcast and other places that Kanye West from 2003 to 2012 is the greatest rapper ever. And I believe that until the very day I die. Kanye West from 2003 to 2012 is the greatest rapper ever. That said, this picture's from 2022, and I don't know who this dude is right here.
You said what?
I said this picture is from 2022, and I don't know who this dude is here. This ain't the Kanye I say is the greatest.
Oh no, you gonna own this nigga. Yeah. You owned him with a pink. You owned him with a pink shirt sitting in the middle of somebody arena crying. You owned him, you know what I'm saying, with a teddy bear album. You owned him when, you know what I'm saying, he dressed up in all black garbage suit looking like thing with a mask on, walking around looking crazy.
That wasn't 2012?
No, it don't matter if it was 2012. You've been owning them all the way up till then. You was owning them last year.
What did I say last year? I said last year from 2003 to 2012, Kanye West is the greatest rapper of all time. That's what I said last year, and the year before that, and this year, and next year.
I'm gonna say what Cat Williams said. Hey, Seinfeld, this your nigga. Straight up, like you ain't finna just disown him. Like, but at the same time, he weird. He always do some random shit, but he rich. So at the same time, who am I to say, you know what I'm saying, what the hell? Yeah, exactly, a marketing genius. Who am I to say what he doing? That man shake hands with Trump. He get motherfuckers at Gap fired when he take his clothing back. I mean, shit. That motherfucker had over 500 employees lose their job when he said, we're going to break this contract. I mean, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we come out of a Black Lives Matter, you know what I'm saying, still, you know, supporting Black Lives Matter. And then as soon as you run over, it's cross seas, you like, yeah, I need this bread over here. So it's White Lives Matter over here, though, buddy. I mean,
well, a big part of the problem is that we already had the issue of him with the whole slavery is a choice joint. And folks still store from that.
I mean, in a sense, like I can see where he's coming from on that. You know what I'm saying? In a mind state aspect, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're a slave to your own mind state, you know what I'm saying, and how you think or how you attack things, then it is a choice.
No, that's you changing it. He said slavery is a choice.
I mean,
he was talking about chattel slavery.
He didn't specify, so you can't say that. Weird as this dude is, like, I mean, I'm just saying, like, you can't just take it at face value. This is Kanye we speaking of.
How you get it to where you the one defending Kanye?
I mean, because like it's not that you gotta understand. Like I look at certain people, I don't have to like what they do, but if I respect their craft and how they make their money, then that's where it lies at with me, because these folks literally are living their life, making their money in the ways that they see fit. We always want to be opinionated about some shit.
Hold on. No. I read this comment, it says he is saying you can be a slave or die. That's not what he said. He said 400 years? That sounds like a choice. That's what he said.
I mean,
that ain't no metaphor.
400 years, that sounds like a choice. I mean, in a sense, if you put it that way, I'm still going to agree. And the reason I say that is because I said to my mom all the time, y'all chose not to go get the information that was out there. I know you had minimal resources, but you still could have chose to go get the information. You know what I'm saying? Like, we started taking that leap to get the information in advance, you know what I'm saying, at a higher rate now than we ever did. But that was because our people was content with what they were given, what they were capable of doing.
What?
I'm being honest with you.
No, you're not.
Hey, I look at it every day. It's folks still to this day content with what is given.
We're talking about a period in time where we had zero access to education, where it was we weren't considered human, or at least we were only considered to be three, or at best we were considered to be 3/5 of a human. Like, what? There was no information for us to get. You're saying, like,
no, there was, but you know what I'm saying? It's not just about information for us to get. We were still resourceful. We still knew how to do certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like, even we agree on we don't pass it along, you know what I'm saying, generation to generation. That's one big thing that hurts us there. So it is a choice if you choose to die with the information that could have gave us the leap that we needed. You know what I'm saying? If 400 years sound like a choice when we not doing the same thing that we see them doing, knowing that's what it is that needs to help advance us as a society or as a culture, then it is a choice. Be mad at your leaders, though. Don't be mad at me.
what? We're talking about a period in time where you would get beat if you knew how to read.
You want to have a whole second episode, or is we going to stay on this episode? I mean, because we can get off into this. I mean, but we going to have to agree to disagree at some point. But, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, we get, like, I think sometimes we just get too stuck on, you know what I'm saying, just, oh, you know, we were slaves, they would kill us, whatnot. Okay, yeah, they would, but there's still ones that got free. It's still ones that had an open mind that said, you know what, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna die what it is that I want. I want to be a free man. I'm gonna die trying to be one. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up, it's the mind. You only enslaved as you make yourself. You know what I'm saying? Your mental state is what enslaved you. You know what I mean? Because at the same time, you got 7, you know what I'm saying, folks on a plantation and 500 niggas. Okay, yeah, a few of us gonna die, but shit, it's gonna be our plantation tonight. When they fellow friends and shit come down, we gonna be hanging from the goddamn chandeliers and the top of the goddamn roof, holding they goddamn guns, riding they motherfucking horses. Nigga, we 500 deep in this bitch, and mentally, we let 5-6 motherfuckers on one goddamn plantation enslave us. I get maybe they had us outnumbered at some point, but at some point we was outnumbered them when we got to the plantation, and we still sitting here. Listen to 3 motherfuckers on a horse with a whip and a pistol. Because our minds was enslaved. They put fear in us to keep us to stay in the manner in which they wanted us to be in. Only the ones who wasn't scared or who had an open mind to be free was the ones that took the risk. Some made it, some didn't. But that was the cost. The cost was life. It was a choice. And that's why you have very few risk takers today when it comes to anything. Motherfuckers scared. They rather just take what's given to them, what motherfuckers allow them to have. That's how this whole podcast was made, because of these conversations we used to have, because you swear I think crazy as hell. We talking sideways as hell on that phone because I have an open, free mind. And you is okay with what they give you. Nah, we can't be doing that. Man, what if Newt walk up on you right now? Fuck Newt. You be like, you crazy as hell. What? This ain't my master. I mean, it's here.
I don't see how that compares.
I mean, bruh, the analogy there, it compares. I'm telling you, it's the same across the board. I don't care what pieces you use and what story you tell. It's the same. So I can, like I said from my very first statement, I can see what he mean by it's a choice.
I don't even know where to go.
I was just saying, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Elijah Wan with me though. Modern day slavery. You know what I'm saying? Same with jail. It is the new slavery. I mean, hell, corporate America is the new slavery. They just put their own people to work. Shit, fuck having the niggas pick cotton. Shit, we have all of them pick some cotton. That ain't my brother. Shit, Susie married him.
I don't know where to go. So we're gonna go to one guy to go. Last segment of the week. All right, for those that are listening, we got 4 snacks on the screen. These are all Little Debbie snacks.
You might want to make your disclaimers. By the time we done, there's gonna be some pissed folks with me.
I already made the disclaimer earlier. We moving on to one guy to go.
I'm with you, Elijah Wan. We might just have to turn that into an episode, invite a couple of guests, get some opinions on that.
So, we got 4 Little Debbie snacks on the screen. You got honey buns, oatmeal cream pies, Nutty Buddies, and Christmas tree cakes. The way we do one gotta go is you pick the one that's your first one that's safe. I'll pick the one that's safe for me. We'll go back and forth until we get down to the last 2, and then we'll talk about which one gotta go. I'll let you go first, bro. You got your Christmas tree cakes, your Nutty Buddies, your oatmeal cream pies, and your honey buns. Which one's safe?
Honey bun for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna just go like this.
He got the honey bun right now.
Bruh, I'll probably go to sleep, bang 2 of them at night before I go to bed with some milk. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, honey bun for sure safe.
Hey, Little Debbie, we need that check.
Hey, heat that bad boy up. Shit, you can't tell me nothing.
So for me, off top, the Nutty Bars, safe. Safe in his arms. Them joints, you can pause. I did not mean to say pause. He put that in the comments. Them joints, the Nutty Bars, you can bite into it. You can split them apart and be fat like me to make it last longer. Get you a chocolate bite, a peanut butter wafer bite, another chocolate bite. Is that a third? You always get 2 in every pack. The Nutty Bars is safe off top for me. What's next for you?
Well, I'm an old school cat for sure. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta have my oatmeal cream pies.
Yes, sir.
No way around it. Like, if I wouldn't have a honey bun, I'm gonna have me an oatmeal cream pie. Like, it just, I'm an old school cat, so yeah, for sure the oatmeal cream pies, them Jones is in there like swimwear.
Yes, oatmeal cream pie is my number 2 as well. They coming with me. You know what I'm saying? Them joints, it don't matter if they come big, if they come small, if they come in the double decker. It just don't matter. They hit every time, bro. The oatmeal cream pies are safe for me and you. Nutty Bars is safe for me. Honey Buns is safe for you. So for you, Fred, one gotta go between your Nutty Bars and your Christmas tree cake.
So look, one gotta go or one gonna stay? Which one you want?
One gotta go.
The Christmas tree.
Okay.
It's only seasonal anyway. That's you know what I'm saying? Number 2, if you really want to put a Christmas one on there, Listen, them Christmas nutty bars is
Hey!
harder than the Christmas tree cake any damn day, bro. Like, and the thing about the nutty bars,
Let me tell y'all about Fred and the Christmas
bruh,
nutty bars.
I be looking for them in the daylight with a flashlight. You hear me?
November 1st. In them stores.
Bruh.
Looking for them. They come in a pack, I think, of 10, maybe 8. They come at 10. Fred putting down 4 of them joints every day.
Listen, if you go buy them, and you go buy them because I told you go buy them, listen, you got to buy 2 boxes. If you buy one, you just fucked yourself. Like, cause you going back to the store. It's not no negotiation. It's not no, well, I'll just pick one up while I'm out tomorrow. No, you're going right back. Like, off top. I'm gonna smack a box. Listen, they so light. This is probably the most, I don't know how fattening that snack is, but the way it's so light, and I mean, you can just knock off 2 of them little wafer bars. You don't even realize it.
Wait a minute. They are light from the perspective of it's not heavy. It ain't light from a calorie perspective.
Listen, that's why I said I don't know how damaging it is, but when you get through a whole box, you're not gonna feel it. You know what I mean? Like, you don't even feel guilty for going through a whole box. That's how light they is on your stomach. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just letting you know, and preferably if it ever come down to it and they do got a shortage, they better roll them nutty bars out. Fuck them cakes.
You know what, man? I really wanted to send the honey buns home because I like honey buns. Little Debbie honey buns don't really hit like that. To me, the Hostess brand honey buns, that's where it's at. And whatever honey buns they used to have back in the hood that we used to get 2 for $1, that's was it. But them Christmas tree cakes ain't nothing but a zebra cake in the shape of a Christmas tree.
Facts.
And they can both go. So
for real, it's just a fancy cake. It ain't even a zebra cake. It's just a fancy cake. White cake with white icing. They just put a little thrill on it for you.
Yeah. Oh, see, I see you, AB, talking about the heat them up. That Hostess honey bun heated up. Woo-wee. So we used to live, where I grew up at, there was a Hostess factory not far.
I would survive. I would have a tooth in my damn mouth.
Bruh. The Hostess factory had a storefront. Now you go to the store, you might see the white bread.
Yep.
And then you might see, like a box of Twinkies, a box of cupcakes, and then they would sell like the individual, little cupcake packs, little stuff like that. You go to the Hostess factory, box of Twinkies, boxes of honey buns, unfrosted honey buns. That's where it's at, high key. Unfrosted honey buns, the apple pies, the lemon pies, the cherry pie, man.
Listen, I'm with you on the unfrosted honey buns. The only reason this one here is frosted is because I bought 2 unfrosted and 2 frosted because, Marge will try to eat one and I ain't really trying to share. So, I gotta buy 2 of everything, you know what I'm saying? So that way if she hit me, I ain't hit, you know
Hold
what I
on.
mean? Like,
talk about, you know how greedy you gotta be to buy the snack that you don't want just so it don't have to get shared?
What? That's not greedy. Listen, I speak for every man in America. And if you don't wear your britches in your house to be able to say this, and I feel sorry for you, my brother, and you can come over to my house and say it as much as you want. But listen, I don't know a man alive that love a woman on their plate every time we ask you what you want. We tell you to get what you want. We tell you to get the same thing we got. Sometimes we even in a balling state where you say, hey, get what you want and get what I got so you ain't got to eat what I got and you still on my damn plate. Like, why? That's the most irritating shit in America. Like, don't no man like that. None. I ain't found one.
You're not wrong.
Right. So,
but
I got to get 2 of each honey bun just in case she want either or. I got you the unfrosted and the frosted. You could be like me and you can have one of both.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood you. I misunderstood you. The way I and the way I thought you were saying it was is that, or at least the way I received the message was, is that you would normally get 4 unfrosted, but you got 2 frosted so that she wouldn't mess with them after you had your 2 and your frosted could stay for later. That's what I was
No,
saying.
no.
That's what I was saying. Like, you got to be greedy to get the snack that you don't want.
Nah, ain't shit safe for her, bro. Like, so you gotta double up everything, or you gotta share. It's just like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no in between. Ain't no, well, I know you really wanted it, so I didn't touch it. Fuck that,
Bruh. My wife, bro, and I don't drink pop no more. I ain't had pop in 3 years. But bro, my wife would swear.
Hey, Elijah, I ain't lying, bro.
Hey, yep.
Want a little,
Just want to hold. I don't want to hold one. Just want to bite. The whole ass thing is a bite. Ain't that a? But no. Like I would get pop, and she would swear she don't like pop. She would swear she don't like Coke. But then she get thirsty and just be like, I'm gonna just get this Coke. like you said you don't like it. You said you don't want it. No. Now back to Elijah Wan's story, bro. I remember this is, and I'm being fat at this point, but I remember when White Castle first dropped the cheese sticks, bro. I didn't even know they was out. My late grandma, she sent me to White Castle to get a bunch of burgers for dinner. So she just gave me a bunch of money. Was like, go get some burgers, get enough for everybody. I walk up there, go get the burgers. I see they got cheese sticks. I get the cheese sticks as well. I'm gonna try these. I get back home, bro. I got a 4-piece of cheese stick, a 4-piece of the mozzarella sticks, bro.
You ain't gonna get none of that with Granny.
Bro, she ate 3 of the mugs, dog.
You wanted to try it.
Wait. This is the part that made me mad. She was sitting there complaining about them. Talking about some, yeah, this ain't really nothing. Ate 3 of them out of my phone. Talking about they ain't really nothing.
You know what though? I really don't have no sympathy for you because as I listen to the story, why the fuck you ain't eat them on the way home?
Motherfucker, I had 2 bags of cheeseburgers. I'm in the hood. I'm trying to walk home briskly.
One, two of them cheese sticks don't even make it about the John. You know what I'm saying? Like, got the other 2 in my pocket for, you know what I'm saying, while I'm holding it back, I can slip my 2 fingers in like this and grab one. Yeah, how I'm not, never mind.
How you not fat and I am? Life ain't fair.
It ain't. And then on an unpopular opinion, you know what I'm saying, before we close out, because I know you Detroit folks like to tussle. But unpopular opinion, White Castle is trifling. I don't know how motherfuckers eat that shit. It don't even deserve to. I would rather keep Arby's open before White Castles. Like, I don't even get it.
You and I have had this conversation offline. White Castle in Detroit hit different.
I don't give a damn what you're talking about, nigga.
Now you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna say this.
Eye booger looking gray burgers that's square.
Nope. Because I'm gonna hit you with this because you was hating on White Castle until I told you to take your ass to the. Hey, these comments. You was hating on White Castle until you was hating on Coney Island until I told you to get some Coney in the hood. Your ass ate good that day when you had hood Coney Island instead of that Leo's. Did you not?
Listen.
And that's one thing. I'm gonna say one more thing. You and I have known each other for 10 years. If I ain't did nothing else, I ain't never led you wrong on some food in 10 years. Your boy is fat for a reason.
Listen, the only thing good at White Castle is the fact that I could get a gallon jug of orange iced tea. That's it.
All right, we're gonna get you some Detroit White Castle. And listen, it hits different here in the city. I've had it in Cleveland. I've had it in other places.
Here's my problem, though.
Different in Detroit.
Here's my problem.
Why is it different in Detroit? Yeah.
No. You make that statement, and then knowingly saying that, hey, you can't get a good White Castle unless you're in Detroit, but you still eat it elsewhere. Explain that to me.
I don't eat it elsewhere. I've learned my lesson. I only eat it in Detroit now.
I mean, how many times did it take you? How many cities and states did you cover before? That's what I'm trying to say.
3.
It ain't even take me that.
Cleveland. But see, here's the thing. But see, here's where you're missing at. I grew up in Detroit. I grew up with Great White Castle. I had to leave home to find out that there was actually bad White Castle.
Bruh.
You grew up in Ohio. You grew up with bad White Castle.
One city out of 50 states.
Hold on. One city, many castles.
But there's only one. Basically, you're saying there's one city that makes good White Castle. So, therefore, there is no point in even making it because ain't nobody coming just to Detroit just for a damn White Castle burger.
I didn't say you got to come to Detroit just for a White Castle burger. But while you're here, get you four of them joints with cheese and ketchup and mustard and pickle and onion.
That shit trifling. Y'all can keep that shit.
Not in Detroit, just like that Coney Island.
Listen, Coney Island that's a whole different beast. Like they actually make.
But here's the point though. Now see,
a real meal.
But what you said was I tried Coney Island. Coney Island was trash. And then I said, you got to go to the hood. And
they did me right.
You went to the hood, right? So that's the point. Right. So my point is, again, you hit White Castle in Detroit, it's gonna hit right.
I'm not gonna take the chance. I don't even like the way the burger look coming off the little rollers.
Ain't no roller. See, that's how I know you don't know what you're talking about. Ain't no roller.
The little steam thing where they got all the little burgers just sitting there and they throw the bread on top and then I'm cool. That shit look like a processed factory. It shit look like Mondo Burger, but home of the no booty burgers.
Hey, you eat enough of them, you're gonna have plenty of booty. Oh shit.
Oh man, where can they find you at, man?
Where they can find me? I can be found. That's crazy. Listen, you can find me at Brad Robinson 86 on Twitter and Brad Robinson 1986 on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. I had to get it together real quick. Hey, you know what's funny though? Is that it got a little warm. So I actually cracked my window open. I'll be wondering if my neighbor can hear me. Because I ain't never said nothing to her but hi and bye.
I mean, you in Detroit, so houses on top of each other. So.
Ooh, see. Now you just want to be dirty just to be dirty.
I mean, I'm just saying. But nah.
Where can they find you at, dog?
On Facebook. Not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Hey, I need help, y'all. I need y'all to send me some videos. Like, just go to Facebook, send me some videos so I can post them in my reels so we can get paid.
Oh,
I got stars. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna start doing like basketball games. Just come watch the kids play some basketball. You know what I mean? Hook brother up on the stars. You know what I mean?
Listen, let's talk about how life ain't fair real quick. Fred ain't made a damn reel in 38 months, and yet he got the digital profile on Facebook, and he got the stars, and he got the invite to make money, and he don't do nothing with it. I put out quality content every damn day. Fred will literally sit here and buy 4 iced honey buns, and he's still skinty.
I'm fat.
I will have a damn smoothie with no sugar, and I'm over here built like a Mondo Negro. Life is not fair. Follow Fred at all his socials. Fred Scott on Facebook, Mr.Humble_beginnings on Instagram. Are you still Slick_Willie or SlickWillie88 on Twitter? Whatever it is, it's one of them joints. It's in the show notes.
I think I'm about to go to Coach Fred on Twitter.
Well, when you change it, let me know so I can make sure I can update the show notes. Also follow What's Hattnin on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok. Follow us wherever you get podcasts. Leave us a 5-star rating and review. Share the show with a friend because love is a verb. So if you love us, you're going to share it to help us grow the show. And we will see y'all next week.
Peace.